Hey everybody, Dragon Movie Guy here with another movie review, and today we're continuing with my series, I Missed It, You Missed It, Let's Watch It. Today is Friday, so it's a Let's Watch It Friday, where we watch a really good movie that you may or may not have seen before, but it's a really good movie, it's Friday, it's the perfect way to end a week. So, let's watch it, and it's Friday. Before we get started, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, and be sure to hit the notification bar so you know the very moment I post any video to my channel. Also, be sure to click right up here. That is the link to my playlist for all of my Let's Watch It Friday videos. And if you're really wanting to watch a ton of me talking about movies, click right up here. That is the complete playlist for all of my I Missed It, You Missed It, Let's Watch It playlist. The film we're watching today is it's a lot of different things. It's the seventh solo movie. It is the 24th different movie in its continuous series. It is the second movie for an actor in this role. And it's the follow-up to the biggest movie of all time at the box office. Of course, I'm talking about the 2019 summer feature, Spider-Man Far From Home, which for some reason has Spider-Man looking like Deadpool instead of Spider-Man. Sort of a weird look to do, but I got the Spider-Man 3D in the mail, so I'm going to be watching Spider-Man in 3D. This is a really, really good movie. Spider-Man Far From Home brings back most of the cast from the first film, including the director, Jon Watts. Also back, of course, is Tom Holland as Spider-Man Peter Parker. Also in this film, we have Samuel L.Jackson as Nick Fury. Marisa Tomei returns as May Parker. Jon Favreau comes back as a relatively large role as Happy Hogan. And of course, we have Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio / Quentin Beck. So this is a film that follows up on the heels of Avengers Endgame. And obviously, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, where were you last summer? Seriously, where were you, especially if you're watching my channel? So this is a film that obviously follows up on the heels of Avengers Endgame. And if you saw the first Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. was a huge part of that film. So this is a film that sort of follows up on the heels of Avengers Endgame and what life in the MCU is like post-snap, and of course, post-Robert Downey Jr. This is a film that obviously brings back Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Zendaya plays MJ, Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds, and Tony Revolori is Flash Thompson. And this really is as simple as a summer road trip to Europe. It's sort of an interesting ground-level look at what life is like after the snap. It's also a look at what happens to all of the people that survived and all of the people that didn't survive and now came back post-snap. This is a film that is a lot of things all rolled up into one, and I can't wait to rewatch Spider-Man Far From Home for the first time really since last summer, so I can get a couple fresh eyes on it. So, it's Friday, let's watch it. Spider-Man Far From Home. Let's watch Spider-Man Far From Home and come back and discuss. So I just finished rewatching Spider-Man Far From Home in 3D. And man, I forgot how darn good this movie is. I mean, a lot of people know how good this movie is. It made $1.3 billion worldwide, and it made $390 million in the United States. This is a film that is pretty simple in structure. It is taking place after what they're calling the blip in the universe. It's really after the snap. And it takes more of a ground level look at life after everyone comes back from being snapped and blipped out of existence for 5 years. Peter and most of his close friends at the high school were blipped out of existence, so everyone that was their age in school is now 21 years old, and he's still 16 years old, along with most of his close friends, so obviously they can be in the film. And what's interesting is how they sort of deal with that. People in this film and the way that they're approaching the blip and the snap and Thanos and all of the Avengers stuff, the way they're dealing with it on the ground level in high school is as if it really happened, which is really interesting that they're continuing with that ground level high school feel for Peter Parker Spider-Man's journey. It's also interesting to see how they go at the beginning of the film from mourning Tony Stark, and by the end of the film, if they're saying, okay, life does go on, obviously we can't replace Tony Stark, but we have Spider-Man now. Emotionally speaking, that journey that the film takes you on, for not being a really serious film, it's more of a lighthearted film. It's really interesting to see both Marvel and Sony working together on this film to conclude that story of Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3, and really, in a sense, turning a Spider-Man solo film into a post-Avengers, post-Snap, post-whatever recovery film, and yet still being a Spider-Man film. Also, it's really weird seeing a Spider-Man film that's not set in New York. Obviously, this is now the 7th Spider-Man solo film, and this is the 5th time that we've seen Tom Holland as Spider-Man on film. So, I guess the idea of taking Spider-Man to Europe is actually not a bad idea, but if someone was pitching me the idea for a Spider-Man movie and they said, here's an idea, let's go to Europe, I would look at them like this, and they go, you've got to be kidding me. They somehow made it work. John Watts is back. They really nailed the high school relationships, the high school friendships and the romances that go on in high school. They do a really good job of grounding the film and the superlative nature of Avengers and aliens. They balance that with just the reality of being 16 and in high school. That really ties this whole thing together. I would honestly say that Spider-Man Homecoming was probably a better film overall, just beginning, middle, end, standalone as a film. But this film had to do so many different things, and as a follow-up to the biggest movie of all time that literally had not just the world but the universe at stake, for that film to follow that up, that's not an easy thing to do and kind of bring everything back down to reality. So what they had to be able to do with this film, from a story-wise, from a continuing story-wise, is really, really amazing that they did so in a really fun, a really light, really grounded, down-to-earth high school experience. With the teachers as the chaperones, with the people dating and then not dating, and are they dating? Should I ask her out? Should I not ask her out? All of those things do a really good job of anchoring this film emotionally in a reality, especially when you have the 7th Spider-Man film, the 24th MCU movie. He even had 5 different Spider-Man costumes in this film. Oh, and it takes place in 4 different countries. So even though this movie is literally all over the map, it's so grounded in reality that it's really easy to follow. It goes on a character arc, it goes on an emotional arc, and it has a ton of great action. Even the CGI is great. I'm not generally a fan of CGI, but the CGI in this film is really well done. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, definitely go see it. I picked up Spider-Man Far From Home on 3D, which you can do so on Amazon or anywhere. This is actually the British copy because they didn't release a 3D copy here in the States. So if you want to pick up the 3D copy, make sure to get the region-free version on Amazon.uk or wherever you're going to get it. Make sure it is the region-free copy if you would like the 3D, or if not, just pick up the regular copy, the non-3D copy. That's just as good too. Both of them look really, really good on Blu-ray. So absolutely be sure to pick those up, complete your collection. And if you do order them from my link, shameless plug, it does support my channel and helps me bring you more videos just like this. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also be sure to hit the notification button. And of course be sure to click right up here. That is the link to all of my I Missed It, You Missed It, Let's Watch It videos, reviews, all in one place. I've been Dragon Movie Guy. This has been my review for Spider-Man Far From Home for Let's Watch It Friday. I'll see you later, guys.